guys, so I am so sorry that I've been totally MIA for like the past month, I guess. I've not intended to do that. I just have not had the time to film any videos, which I feel awful about. So anyways, today I'm going to be doing the accent tag, and it's basically a tag that has a whole bunch of words and you say them how you would normally say them, and it's kind of cool because like people from different parts of the world can see how you say things. And it's kind of weird because to me, I'm pronouncing these like fine. This is how I normally pronounce them. But to maybe you, this is totally weird and I sound crazy when I pronounce some of these things. I don't know. But I've watched a bunch of these videos and I think it's so much fun, especially when you watch someone from England, because you're just like, I wish I spoke like that, but I can't. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention is a lot of these words I will pronounce differently every single time I say them. So I'm going to try and pronounce them the way that I pronounce them the majority of the time, but some of these I pronounce both ways. I pronounce it southern and northern. If you're from the US, you know what I'm talking about, because like the north has a different accent than the south. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and if I'm looking down, it's because that is where my laptop is. So I'm going to say my pronunciation of the words, and then there's a couple questions afterwards. Okay, so the words are ant, route, wash, oil, theater, iron, salmon, caramel, fire, water, sure, data, ruin, crayon, toilet, New Orleans, pecan, both, again, probably, spitting image, Alabama, lawyer, coupon, mayonnaise, syrup, pajamas, and cot. So those are all the words. And again, like I said, sometimes I say these differently each time. So like sometimes I'll say caramel, but sometimes I'll say caramel. It just really depends on my mood, I guess. I don't know. But those are the ways that I normally pronounce them. So I normally say caramel. So now I'm going to answer the questions. And the first question is, what do you call it when you toilet paper on a house? And where I'm from, we call it TPing, which stands for toilet papering, but we never ever say toilet papering, we just say TPing. And I don't know if that's like a teenager term, but that's how we say it. I watched some of the other videos and they said they called it rolling, and I've never ever heard it like that. Just from where I live, no one ever calls it that. We always say TPing. I've never personally TP'd anyone's house, but I've heard it could be fun sometimes. And then the second question is, what is the bug that when you touch it, it curls into a ball? The first time that I heard this question, I had absolutely no idea what they were talking about because I just don't know the names of bugs. So I figured out what bug they were talking about, and if I were to see it, it would be called a roly-poly. 3, what is the bubbly carbonated drink called? And from where I live, it is called soda. It is not called pop. It is not called Coke unless you specifically want a Coke. Number 4, what do you call gym shoes? Well, normally I call them tennis shoes or tennis, but I kind of take off the is part, so it's like tennis shoes if you say it real fast. But sometimes I'll just call them sneakers. I say sneakers a lot. So it really just depends on my mood. So either tennis shoes or sneakers, whichever one. What do you say to address a group of people? Normally I just say, hey guys, or hey everyone. I do not say y'all. I'm from the South, but I don't think I've ever used the term y'all in my language ever. I never say y'all. So what do you call the kind of spider that has an oval-shaped body and extremely long legs? We call it a daddy long legs. That's just what we call it. 7, what do you call your grandparents? Well, my grandparents aren't alive anymore. They passed away. But when they were alive, the only one that I had a name for was my dad's mother, and I called her Mimi. And that was like a really long time ago. I think I was like 5. So I think the nickname was probably just because I was so little. But all of my other grandparents, I just called grandma or grandpa. 8, what do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? I definitely call that a shopping cart. Sometimes if I want to shorten it, I just say cart, but it is not a wagon or a buggy, or I've heard some really weird things, or at least it's weird to me because I have never heard that before. But I feel like if I say like wagon or buggy, like I'm going on a road trip or something. I don't know, it sounds really weird to me. But again, that's just because that's what I'm used to. So this tag is definitely interesting to watch. 9, what do you call it when rain falls while the sun is shining? I definitely called it a sun shower because the sun is out, but it's showering like rain. I know a lot of people were like, I don't have a term for that at all, but that is personally what I call it. It's called the sun shower. I don't know, that's just what I call it. And then the last question is, what is the thing that you change the TV channel with? And I definitely call that a remote control. Not a clicker, not anything else. The remote control. Or if you shorten it, just the remote. I don't feel like I have an accent either. Like, I know this is the accent tag. I feel like I don't have an accent, but I know everyone says that just because you're so used to your voices and everyone else that is around you has the same exact dialect or voice. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. If you think I have an accent, go ahead and let me know because I feel like I don't. Because I've heard some very, very southern people on YouTube and they're like, what are you talking about? I don't have an accent. And yeah, it's just really funny. It's weird because like to me, people from England have an accent, but to them, I'm the one with the accent. I don't know. Yeah. So those were all the words and the questions. And if you want to do this, definitely go ahead and do it because I will watch it and I will enjoy it because I love watching this tag. I've been thinking about doing this tag for months. I've wanted to do this for a really long time, but I'm just now getting around to doing it. I feel like my voice is weird today, which is probably a bad idea to do on my accent tag. Maybe I'm getting sick. I don't know. Yeah. So that was the end of my tag, and I hope you guys are having an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.